What's up? So we're back with part two of the story time that I was doing for you guys. So, where were we? We were at the bar. We were at the bar meeting people from the area that I grew up in and we were talking to them about how crazy it had gotten there. So I got acquainted with all of them, had a good time there. Just went and relaxed in my hotel room, got myself all settled into there for a minute, and I decided before the sun went down that I wanted to take the journey off to the stadium where WrestleMania was going to be held, and I wanted to check that out and see how long the walk was going to be, what the best ways to get there would be, all of that, this, that, and the third. So I chug a few beers and I got some bottles of wine, I got bottles of liquor, I got beers, I got fucking a shit ton of food, a shit ton of sodas and waters and all kinds of everything that you could imagine that I got from the store earlier. So I pound some beers and then I fucking mosey my way on down the street, right? It was about a mile and a half from the stadium is where I was staying, so it wasn't too far. I got within walking distance of the stadium because I wanted to be able to walk to and from WrestleMania. I was trying not to spend too much money on taxis and shit like that, so yeah, a walking distance of the stadium. I got to the stadium and they were building the stage, like the if you go back and look at the WrestleMania 33 pictures that year, they had a big globe. It was like a giant Earth was the stage for WrestleMania that year, and they were building that whenever I went over there a few days beforehand just to scout out the location and check everything out and shit like that. They were building that and they were all fucking like up on pulley systems, fucking attaching all these pieces of metal to each other and shit. It was wild to watch. It was fun to watch that. Probably stood there for like 2 solid hours just watching them construct this globe thing for the stage at WrestleMania. So I go back to my hotel room uh, and I'm just chilling and trying to figure out what I want to do in Orlando and what it is. Like I'm trying to make out I should have done it before I went, but you guys know how it goes. I had no game plan for what I planned to do for the days that I was going to be there. So I just decided that I was going to walk and fucking look stuff up online and see what I could find. I found this place called the Magic Mall down the road from my hotel, and I had to cross a fucking 8 lane highway to get to it. That was entertaining. That's always a great time, is it not? So I had to cross this big ass highway to get to the Magic Mall, and the Magic Mall was really cool. It had just shops of all kinds, different like a shop for like every culture that sold like garments and bracelets and like different oils and all kinds of stuff like that for whatever country that stand was from. They had like spring break style tattoo shops in there where, all the drunk fucking tourist kids would definitely go get stupid tattoos and shit. They had piercing shops, all kinds of stuff. I remember I got some patchouli from one of the oil shops because I was really big into essential oils and patchouli and stuff like that back then. So I know I got some patchouli while I was there. I very nearly got my eyebrow pierced. It almost happened. I almost got my eyebrow pierced while I was in there, but I decided not to. But yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. I went and hung out with more people at my bar, the fucking bar at the hotel, talked to them, closed the night out like that. And it was just a good time for my first day arriving. The next day is where everything started to get really entertaining because I started just spending a lot of time at the bar in between, like, so I spent like, I would say probably 70% of my time in Orlando was walking around and adventuring, but the other 30% was spent strictly at the bar of my hotel. Just chilling at the bar with the bartender and talking about fucking crazy stories from the Pennsylvania area and shit like that, telling me about how he grew up, to me telling him about how I grew up and stuff like that. We were really making buddies with each other. And fucking it got to the point where I bought so many fucking drinks by like the second or third day that I was there that dude, his name was Jimmy. Shout out Jimmy. Jimmy, if you ever see this fucking video, you're the greatest. You're awesome, man. He started giving me free drinks because I bought so many and because he liked me and he thought that I was cool and he liked that I was fucking trying to make music and shit like that, and we just had like a fucking bond that kicked off, and he started fucking buying certain drinks for me and didn't make me pay for all of them. It was really sweet of him. I really appreciated it a lot. So I'm looking for stuff to do in Orlando. The first place that I see that I want to go is Lake Eola because there's a bunch of really cool shops and stuff, but also there's a really nice lake that you can go hang out at and sit at. So that's where I wanted to go first. Now, on my way there, I was trying to find the most efficient route to get there without going any unnecessary places that I didn't want to end up, right? Well, I tried to ask these tourists for directions, and they were like there for WrestleMania and didn't speak English at all. They were speaking some kind of African language that was really, really neat. It sounded really cool. I don't know exactly what language it was, but they could not help me. They did not know English. So a policeman fucking pulled over and thought that we were arguing with each other because they were like, I don't speak English. And I'm like, oh no, you don't speak English. And fucking this police officer thought we were having a quarrel, but luckily he helped me out and told me where to go. He was gonna direct me the quick way around, but then he took me the long way, the whole way through downtown because he didn't want to send me through any unfamiliar neighborhoods when I didn't live in Orlando. So, fucking, I go the whole way through downtown. There's so many fucking like giant ass buildings and clock towers and just it's like that big city shit. Like it's really surreal when you're not used to being in big cities and stuff like that. You really like get fucking overwhelmed by the size of the environment sometimes. And I have been to like Pittsburgh and Philly and Orlando were the three big cities that I had gone to throughout my life. Every time I ever went to Orlando, it was for something extravagant and to have a really, really good time. Like the last time I had gone to Orlando before this time for WrestleMania, I went with my buddy and my mom and some family to see Eddie Money in concert, and Eddie Money puts on a badass show for like how old he was at the time. He was a blast, man. I'll tell you what, we had fun with the Eddie Money concert in Orlando. Eddie Money's a badass live. I don't know if he's still doing shows now or not, but back when I saw him when I was 18, he was doing his shit. It was really, really fucking dope. But anyhow, back to Orlando for WrestleMania. I go through downtown, lots of awesome big stuff to look at. I stopped at a Smoothie King, I think it was. I believe it was Smoothie King, and got strawberry banana smoothies because I'm basic, right? Got myself some smoothies, fucking found my way to Lake Eola, and it was glorious. It was beautiful. They had this giant WWE title belt hanging in the middle of the fucking like where the sidewalk for the lake is. It was really big. There was a bunch of people taking pictures by it. I captured this photo. I lost it. I don't fucking know where I fucking had it, but I lost it. I had a photo that I captured of the lake, but a bird was flying through the frame, and the fucking bird got perfectly captured in the picture while it was flapping its wings flying by. It was fucking epic. It was a really nice picture. And after that, I went to fucking adventure and see what interesting bars and shit like that I could find. And I found this place called the World of Beer that just serves beer from every country. Like, you can try beer from all kinds of different countries, exquisite, like weird beers and shit like that. So I went in there and I tried out a bunch of beers, like a pepper beer from India, habanero pepper beer from India, and like Sweetwater 420s and beers from like Switzerland and shit like that, like different ales and stuff. And it was really good. And the experience was awesome too. The chick that was bartending was fucking dope. She gave like really awesome descriptions of all of the alcohols and stuff before she served them to you, and like gave you the background history of how they're all made and stuff like that. Super knowledgeable, really good at her job. I tipped her like fucking $25 the first time I was there. And then I left to go get pizza at Metro Espresso, which was like a pizza shop that's also a coffee shop. And that just intrigued me because I was like, well, pizza and coffee are two of my favorite things. I wonder what a pizza coffee shop is like. Coffee was just average coffee. The pizza was fucking incredible. I don't know what the hell they seasoned their pizza with or what they made their sauce with, but the pizza is fucking goated. They have really good pizza. And so I go back to the World of Beer after that, try a bunch more beers, tip this bartender chick like 25 more dollars. She made like $50 off of me that night. I was so reckless with my money back then, guys. It was ridiculous back then. I was reckless about everything back then. So I'm just like throwing big tips around to everybody that I can possibly see at the bars I'm going to and shit, at the food stores I'm going to. I'm just blowing all my money away because I'm ready to have the best week of my life. And I was really highly impressed with the pizza shop as well. Metro Espresso has some dope ass pizza. So shout out to y'all. I do believe y'all are still open and y'all got some bomb ass pizza if you didn't change that recipe since then. So after that, I just fucking hung out at the hotel bar for the rest of the night, scouting out my plans for the next day. And the next day got interesting as well. I had a really interesting time over the next couple days. I'm going to end this part of the video here. This is part 2 of the WrestleMania adventure that also was my final relapse on alcohol before I got fully sober. So we're going to cut this part of the video off here, and I'm going to tell you guys the rest of the story in the next parts.